Good afternoon, Duke fans. We're back for episode 3 of Duke's One-on-One. Today I'm super excited about the opportunity to sit down with one of the most humble and genuine athletes I've had the opportunity to come across in women's volleyball transfer junior, Marah Farage. I'm your host, Jay Spinks. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Duke's One-on-One. Now, a little bit about Marah for those who may not know. Marah, in high school, you were named the Division II District 3 Player of the Year. You were the owner of over 1,100 kills in high school, which set the school and the county record. Correct?
Yeah.
All right. You were an Ohio commit, University of Ohio commit. You also led your high school, which was Buckeye High School, to its first ever District 3 championship. And lastly, as a student, you've just been excelling in the classroom. You'll graduate in 3 more years, but also obtain your master's degree. Excellent. Now, Marah, you've had a lot of major accomplishments throughout your career and a heck of a lot of highlights. Tell us, how's the ride been? How's your experience been throughout high school and college thus far?
Well, I come from Medina, Buckeye High School, as you said, so it's a fairly small school. The sport of volleyball in general wasn't very popular. So taking them to the Division III championship was a great accomplishment. I remember just how happy I was at that time. There was this embarrassing picture in the paper of me screaming, and I was embarrassed at the time, but I really was happy when we won. And I committed to Ohio University at such a young age. And at that time, it's very stressful trying to pick a school, and it was a big relief for me when I finally decided, because I think I decided around 15. But it's been a great ride.
Excellent. Now, Marah, as I mentioned earlier, you've really been doing your thing and killing it in the classroom. And you have a unique major, one that I haven't really heard athletes take up, and that's speech pathology. Now, for those who may be a little bit unclear on what speech pathology is, could you give us a little briefing on what all goes into the major?
Speech pathology is like speech therapy. You diagnose people with disorders or stroke victims, or you can either choose to work with kids.
Okay.
So it's kind of an open field. You get a lot of choices.
Nice. Now, what exactly do you want to do career-wise after sports?
I would like to be a speech pathologist. Actually, my sister and sister-in-law do the same thing.
Okay.
I've always kind of been interested in working at a hospital, which is an option,
Nice.
or maybe open family business. So we'll see.
Okay. A little bit about Marah from my perspective. The first time I got to meet you was really when we traveled to New Mexico for the first volleyball tournament. And I was filming, and I was a little uneasy because everybody else was super excited to get in videos and have a role. And you kind of had that personality where it's like, okay, I'll do it if you guys want me to, but if not, then just keep me out of it. And I'd go back to my hotel and say to myself, did I do something wrong, or what did I do? But as I was reading and doing some research, I didn't know if it was my fault or if you were just a shy person. And I have some quotes here from your coach in high school, and your coach in high school reads, Buckeye middle hitter Marah Farage is not only one of the best volleyball players in Northeast Ohio, she might be the most humble talent in the area. Marah also doesn't want to be the center of attention on or off the court. And this kind of confirmed my previous thoughts, so I was glad that I was doing my job right and it was just your personality. And then we dived in last night. We emailed Miss Farage, and she emailed us back this morning and says, a little bit about my daughter. Marah has a very close and loving family bond, so moving to Duquesne to play volleyball was a great move for her. Marah is also the same person she's always been on or off the court. She's calm, an influence to most people, and very humble. So, now, from my opinion of you to your coaches in high school's opinion of you to your mother, ties everything together. Now, my question to you, Marah, is how does a person with all your accomplishments and accolades stay humble and continue to dip their head down and work hard day in and day out without focus on the things that they've achieved?
I think it's about the people that surround you, and in that sense, I've been very fortunate. As my mom said, I have a very, very close family, and I think I can count on one hand the amount of tournaments both my parents weren't at my whole life. So they've always been very supportive. I've always been on great teams, and it's not all about what I did. It's also about the support I got, and I've just had great opportunities.
Excellent. Excellent. Now, Marah, this part of the show is called the 5 and 5, which means you have 5 seconds to answer each of the 5 questions. You ready? Let's do it. The first 5 and 5 question, Marah. What is it like to reunite with your best friend in Allison Fosha and be playing together again?
It's like a dream. She's basically the driving force of why I came, and I think she's just changed the outlook of volleyball for me in general. It's just a lot more fun.
Big shout out to Allison Fosha then, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
All right, next 5 and 5 question. Marah, what is your favorite part of Pittsburgh thus far?
Just all there is to do in the city, I guess. Just have all these options.
Okay, can't be mad at that. Third 5 and 5 question. What is your favorite place, or where is your favorite place to eat in the Berg?
Actually, I'm a big Chinese food fan / sushi. So there's this place, I think it's on Forbes. I don't know the name, but that's my favorite place so far.
China Walk?
Yeah, that's it.
Anybody who knows me, I eat 3 shrimp egg rolls a day from China Walk. I'm a huge.
Egg rolls are healthy.
Alright, next 5 and 5 question, Marah. The hardest part about your transition thus far has been what?
At times feeling like a freshman again, being lost, starting over. But
It's growth, don't worry about it. Last 5 and 5 question. How tall are you for real?
I'm 6'2", flat-footed.
Excellent. Now, Marah, what exactly does volleyball mean to you?
I think volleyball is a privilege, or playing any sport in general. It sets you apart in it's a definite advantage. Going to school as a student athlete is a lot different than going to school as just a student. So in college, it's definitely a privilege, which I think is hard to remember at times when it's really hard, but in the end, I think it is.
Now, Marah, would you be able to elaborate if I piggyback on your answer and just maybe 2 to 3 bullet points on exactly what is the difference, or what is tough about being a student athlete rather than just a student? That grind is something that not all people understand, so could you explain that for us just a little bit?
I think time management is the biggest thing. When you're in season, you practice, or you're involved with 4 hours a day or something like that. And when you're a regular student, not that school isn't hard, but you have a lot more time to invest into it.
Lastly, Marah, if you could give some advice to an athlete that aspires to play volleyball at the collegiate level, what would that advice be?
I think I would tell them to stick with it, and maybe most importantly, try to find the fun in it. I think a lot of times, whether it gets hard or you're just overwhelmed, finding the fun is most important. Even if you're trying to find a best friend to play with, or whatever aspect is your favorite, I think it's important to just keep having fun, because that's how you get through it.
Excellent. Now, what about the kid who may get into a similar situation like you and not found everything that they were looking for maybe at the first school that they committed to or decided to attend? What would you say to them? A little bit of advice about transferring.
Transferring is scary. I think it's scary for all athletes. When I first, it was just a fear you always have. Like, it's just starting all over, just like you're a freshman.
Right.
But you only go through college once, right? This is kind of the way I thought about it too. You only go through once. People say it's the best time of your life, and if you're not happy, then I think that's what makes you need to change.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood. Excellent.
So now I'm going to ask Jay a couple questions. Jay, I've heard that you were a standout football player here at Duquesne University, so tell me about that.
Now, Marah wasn't a super standout at all, but my experience here as a football player was great. I played 4 years, starting in 2007, and I graduated in the spring of 2011, and it was just a great experience. It taught me a lot about life. The game of football and sports in general taught me a lot about life. It's allowed me to travel for free, not on my dime, so I've got to see a lot of places, and it really broadened my horizon, so I really enjoyed my experience. Played with some great teammates too, so that was always good.
Okay, very good. And you must really like it because you're still with Duquesne now. So Jay, now that you're still involved in Duquesne athletics, tell me your favorite part about interviewing coaches and players and your job here.
My favorite part about my job here is that playing for 4 years and having a passion for sports, especially football, it was tough to let the game go. But my job still allows me to be involved heavily with student athletes and be an influence. So I think that's super great. Also, I still get to travel, and that's beautiful. And one of my mom's biggest dreams was that I had graduated with a a master's degree, so I still get to further my education. So it's huge for me, and I'm just chilling, and I just like it.
Well, congratulations. I know from the volleyball team, we really like having you around. This is Marah Farage with Jay Spinks. Thank you for tuning in to Duke's One-on-One.